Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the channel of the High Priestess of Hedonism. I am back today once again on popular demand with my conversation with the irrepressible, the inimitable Dr. Sanjay Dhawan. Sanjay is not only one of the best known ophthalmologists in the country today, he is one of the finest people I have got to know. And there's a reason why. I got to know him several years back when I had stepped into his chamber for an eye checkup. He was such a delightful person, much more than a doctor. He was such an affable human being who made me instantly comfortable. I kept up my association with him intermittently. One time I had to call him for my husband's issue. There was a heart murmur or a skipped beat or something like that. And I called up Sanjay asking him for his advice. And he gave me instantly the number of one of the best known heart doctors in the country today and said to me, do give him my reference. And then he called up again to check after my husband. He is a rare person who has led such a fantastic life of giving, of sharing, of learning, of passing it on. Incidentally, along with wielding a scalpel well, he also addresses the mic rather well. He is such a singing sensation in all the social media groups he's a member of. He's made such a success out of that too. Plus, he's an avid photographer. And he turns to gold whatever he touches, be it profession, passion, hobby, or what have you. So let's, without much ado, get on this chat with Dr. Sanjay Dhawan and learn some fantastic lessons, or just enjoy and really get to know more about how to lead life in the nicest way possible. I welcome Dr. Sanjay Dhawan again to the show of the High Priestess of Hedonism.
And a due thing should be given. Business of medicine, yes, it is important, but it should be not the main criteria. Medicine should not be taken as an industry. Medicine should be taken as a mission. So I will use your platform to convey this message that whoever wants to get into the business of medicine, please don't call it a business. Please don't think of it as a business. Please don't think of it as an industry. Take it as a mission. Yes, look at profit. I'm not saying that you should not be looking at profit. You are investing money. You're investing your hard-earned money. You have to look at profit. But don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush that in 3 years' time you need to have return on investment or so. You know, your time horizon should be a long one. You should be earning, value from the service that you provide. And that value should be more in terms of goodwill, maybe less in terms of hard cash. If you want more cash, look at other businesses. There are a lot of other businesses and industries where you can earn a lot more. But if you come into medicine as a doctor, as a care provider, or as a business owner, please retune your mind to a slower place, to a longer time horizon.
Yes. What a fabulous and what a strong point you made, Sanjay, which is really a bit contrarian to what is happening around for quite some time, whether it's the medical sciences or the R&D part of it, or the actual work, on the ground, or even pharmaceutical industry. They all are driven by the commercial aspect of it than the aspect of making a difference to the lives that they are in existence for, to improve the quality of humankind, to improve the quality of environment, to include the quality of lives of other species that you are in the business for. So I think, yes, like you exactly said, you have to be you are in the business, make it profitable, but do it with a heart, do it with a soul, not just for making money. That should not be the be all and end all of somebody who is in this industry. There are other industries, work like that for really. So a talk around this, the soulful talk brings me to request you to sing a nice Sabbat for us now, Sanjay, if you could. You are multilingual, you sing in different languages, And here I'd request you to sing a Shabad for us.
Thank you very much. Uh, Again, I'll need a little time to set up my things.
Yes.
This is Sabbat Gurbani, an old one, a very favorite of mine. It's a Shabbat from movie called Nanak Naam Jahaj Hai, and again sung by Muhammad Rafi.
Yes.
So see, imagine that I said, but the religion part, Muhammad Rafi singing a Punjabi Shabad, you know? And music has got, it's a religion in itself, you know? And I'd like to dedicate this Shabbat to. Actually, you have to give me one moment. You know, I'm sorry. You have to give me just one moment.
These are the conversations we like, gentlemen, all soul, all mind, and with the intent of making important difference to our own world around us. What an enchanting group so far.
I was forgetting one small little thing, you know, which is it's a tradition that when you sing a shabd, you know, you have your head covered, no? And I wanted to dedicate this shabad to the farmers of Punjab who are struggling for their rights, and I pray that they should get a just hearing and a just rightful treatment to their cause. You know? And their cause should not be politicized by any party. Should not be politicized by any agency. They should not be manipulated by anybody, because they're very innocent people, and they have very innocent, genuine needs. Their innocent, genuine, legitimate needs should be addressed, you know, keeping every evil forces, thoughts, policies aside. You know. So this is the Shabad dedicated to the farmers of Punjab. I'm also Punjabi, but I was born in Delhi. मित्र प्यारे नू मित्र प्यारे नू हाल मुरीदा दा कहना मित्र प्यारे नू तुद बिन रोग रजाया दा ओडन तुद बिन रोग रजाया दा ओडन नाग निवासा दे रहना नाग निवासा दे रहना मित्र प्यारे नू हाल मुरीदा दा कहना मित्र प्यारे नू सूल सुराही कंजर प्यारा बिंग कसाया दा सेना बिंग कसाया दा सेना मित्र प्यारे नू हाल हाल मुरीदां दा कहना मित्र प्यारे नू यारड़दा सानू सथर चंगा यारड़दा सानू सथर चंगा पठ खेड़िया दा रहना पठ खेड़िया दा रहना मित्र प्यारे हाल मुरीदां दा कहना मित्र प्यारे नू मित्र प्यारे नू थैंक यू
I'll wait for you to change the mic.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening to me. Can you hear me now?
What a heartwarming rendition, Sanjay. Very nicely done. Very, very heart-touching.
Thank you.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
It's a tough Shabad and with a very high note, and
Yes.
I think my voice also broke at one point of time, but I was feeling a little emotional too.
Yes.
And here I think it is written by Guru Gobind Singh when he was in the forest, and it's a sort of a thing of conversation with God. No, so Mitar is the God.
I see.
And that's what it is. And so it's the right time for that. And I really pray for the farmers. I hope that they get due justice.
True. Absolutely. Absolutely. Taking you on a different, in a different direction now, Sanjay. You have been a member of, several Indian and international ophthalmology associations. How does that help in, exchange of ideas, in developing expertise, in evolving new techniques? How does that come into play for you?
Being part of association exposes you to a collective knowledge of your colleagues, other surgeons, other ophthalmologists, and medical profession, actually every profession. There's a huge wealth of knowledge in people and a lot of intellect, So we gain from others' experiences and also sometimes from others' mistakes, So that really helps us. Sometimes, we spend a lot of hours listening to lectures and all, and we may get small little points, but those small little points may be so important that they can make a huge difference in a care and treatment of a patient.
Correct.
So all the doctors actually spend a lot of time in the conferences, being part of the societies, and pursuing the medical education, because medical science is changing every day. And the only way to keep abreast with the current is by sharing the knowledge, Sometimes everybody does not get chance to try a new thing for the first time, but somebody who has tried, who has used, can share their experience, and good things can be adopted by others, the bad things can be rejected by others, So that is how it helps, how it works, In my younger days, I was always very curious and very keen to pick up new things and start new things, try out new things. But I felt that probably that is not the approach that would suit me the best, Because when you're trying something totally new, then there are also chances of things going wrong. I did not want things to go wrong for my patient. So I adopted a slightly different approach, I adopted the approach of being, I follow a little later, I don't adopt a new technology in the first place. I wait for others to use it, for the collective experience to happen. And from there, then I accept that, so that I should not be experimenting on my patient, but actually delivering them good services and good techniques.
That's a very wise approach. That's a very wise approach. Also, networking is such a big buzzword now. With the social media platforms, with also virtual and physical opportunities available to the young. So, how should the young professionals harness and reap benefits from networking? What should they do? How should they approach it?
You do not need to have a big net, you know. Rather than networking, if you were to focus more on close knit as a term,
Yes.
I think you can actually benefit more. So if you have a small group of people who are close, who are more accessible, who can give you genuine advice.
Yes.
See, if you look at a large gathering, if you attend a large big conference, there are all kind of speakers on this stage, on the dais, and some people with agenda, some people without agenda. Sometimes the agenda is favorable for others, sometimes the agenda is favorable for themselves. So it becomes a little difficult to discern that.
Yes.
Whereas if you are a part of a close-knit group of people whom you can trust, you can actually gain genuine, authentic knowledge from there. That's more reliable. And I also say that doctors should keep reading, keep studying, keep reading about technology, new technology. Read it as soon as it comes. Maybe use it a little later. But there's no harm in learning about it soon. And journals, books, textbooks are always there. I still read textbooks, and I read textbooks not just for my specialty, but also from other specialties also. I keep doing that.
Yes.
Internet has a lot of wealth of knowledge, but again, one has to be a little careful about sharing the good from the bad and authentic from the inauthentic. So one has to be very, very careful in that. Textbooks are always more reliable, because the information comes to the textbooks only after it has been tested and tried. Whereas it may come as a first thing in the journals, and while it is still being evaluated and has not yet established. So I rely more on textbooks. I do keep abreast with the journals also, but there I am a little cautious, and so I kind of try to have multiple sources of knowledge. If things are matching with each other, then I accept that.
Absolutely. And what you have said is also relevant to every other profession. Being relevant, reading a lot about your industry, about your area, and acquiring knowledge all the time, continually so. And the other aspect that you touched upon, Sanjay, which is really an antithesis of what is going on right now, you talked about more of a quality relationship building and interacting than just networking in a widespread manner, which the social media platforms will make available. And people are running after connections and friends on Facebook and Instagram followers, or Twitter, people following you all the time or fanning you. But that does not bring in quality and may not really be so conducive. What you're saying is, having a quality-based interaction in a close-knit group is much more important, isn't it?
So, but social media is important because that is how you get to see new people.
Yes.
You may see 100 new people. Out of them, one or two may actually click, and you never know that one of those two may actually become good friends with you.
True.
But yes, emphasis is always more on quality rather than quantity in everything in life.
Yes, correct.
In everything in life. So always the pursuit for quality should be the main pursuit.
That's good. That's great. Very well said. Very well said. Tell me, Sanjay, what is your personal contribution to the field of ophthalmology? Are there any new techniques or procedures that you've helped develop and contributed to?
I did a long time back. There was so when I was in Nepal, I learned a technique from there called SICS, small incision cataract surgery.
Okay.
When I came back to India, I used that at Lions Hospital to provide quality care in high volume at low cost to the public. I further refined that technique. I also helped my colleagues and my friends circle learn that and perfect that. We made it some modifications in that. We did for the first time that under topical anesthesia also.
Right.
But that's all very, very old stuff. So, but thereafter, my emphasis shifted from rather than trying out new things, actually making things, improving things and making them
Yes.
closer to perfection.
Lovely.
So that's what, the other thing which I try to do is that I don't treat the eye.
Right.
I'm an ophthalmologist, but I don't treat the eye. I treat the whole patient.
And
So, patient coming to me, I look at the whole patient, the whole background, other conditions which are there, even their stresses in their life, the mental issues, emotional issues they may be facing. I do try to, in my own subtle way, explore that. And I try to help people with that as well by guiding them to the right specialists where required, or giving them some tips and clues which I have gathered over the period of time.
lovely.
Because stress, emotional stress, mental stress is a big part in life nowadays. The lifestyle issues are a big part nowadays,
Correct.
and almost everyone is affected by these things. So everyone needs to be at least made aware of and gently suggested to make those correction.
That's
Uh, uh, every disease is affected by your state of mind.
Yes.
I'm not saying that this state of mind is causing the disease, but every disease in every part of the body gets affected by the state of mind. It's at least its severity or intensity or the duration may get prolonged.
Absolutely.
Healing may be faster, quicker, better if you are in a better state of mind, because mind and body is one unit.
That's right.
So it's important to not just heal the physical aspect of the disease, but also the mental aspect of the disease. So that is the thing which I also I attempt to,
Lovely.
or at least I strive to do that.
Lovely. Lovely. It is such a rare thing to find in your profession. A lot of people are maligned in the way that they always seem to be chasing, running after money, trying to, fill their coffers. So to be able to have an approach which is more, see, that's what you were talking about. It's just not uh, putting, giving away money. That could be charity, but also having a philanthropic bent of mind and doing something good for anybody for that matter. You're saying that you would just not want to treat somebody's eye, but try and do something holistically for them. That's a very charitable disposition. That's a very philanthropic, bent of mind as well. And that really is something that I think all of us should aspire to in our various fields, and areas of work. Definitely.
And I think I think money follows. If you do good work,
Yes.
if you do good quality work, your good quality work is appreciated, recognized. And patients are intelligent, public is intelligent, and the money will follow.
Yes.
So if you do good work, yes, money may be slightly less, but why do you compare yourself with others? But money will follow. And so I used to always say in my younger days also that quality service should be your main product.
Yes.
Money should come as a byproduct.
That's good. That's good.
The more is the main product, the more will be the byproduct.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So byproduct will not go, byproduct will always be there. Increase the production of your main product, the production will automatically increase.
Fabulous.
So that's how it should do. And I feel that our society is also to some extent responsible for the doctors having a different outlook towards money.
Right.
And again, let me use this platform to address that part. That the whole society has become too materialistic.
True.
And not just in acquiring material, but showing off the material.
Yes. Yes.
You acquire material, you show off the material, and you start measuring yourself and others by a yardstick that is called money.
Yes, that's right.
Right? then how do you expect the doctors to fail on that measurement? You should not expect that. No.
Correct. Correct.
Doctors are also
Part
people
of
from
Absolutely.
amongst you. They're
Absolutely.
also able people like you are.
Correct.
You know, so if you are an able CEO of a company who's able to generate a lot of money, the doctors are also able people in their own field, you know.
That's
And if you measure yourself and others by this yardstick, then doctors are compelled to live up to your measurement yardsticks.
fabulous.
So that is where the society needs to change. Do not measure a man by the money,
True. True. True.
especially not the doctors. You know, in
Yeah.
fact, it will be the, you know, if that is the measure for everybody else,
Absolutely.
doctors are bound
Follow
to
that.
adopt that measure only. You know,
Absolutely.
so it's society has as much role to play. You know, and so if a doctor is going in a small car, please respect him.
Yes.
Don't think that he's a small doctor. You
Yes.
know?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I mean,
So
it happens, you know.
so well.
And if a doctor is traveling in the public transport, no, don't lose respect. Don't think that that he's any less of a doctor. You know?
Correct. Correct.
And so I mean, so society has this important role to play.
That's
That please change your yardstick. Please change your approach. You know,
correct.
and because that is the approach that you want doctors to adopt. You know? So let us all adopt this approach where money is not the measure,
Yeah.
but a man's worth, a man's value is measured by what he delivers, but by his virtues, by his quality. You know.
That's right. You know, I'd like to reinforce what you said, and I find that truly unique, is that, to be able to invest your time and your energy much more than what is required. You're not restraining yourself from, with your professional sort of, diktat. You're actually spreading your wings and adding more to the quality approach that you will give to a patient by a wholesome sort of, giving away of your own energy and your thought and your time, which is unique, I find, that's truly commendable, Sanjay. And I hope that's replicated by a lot of people in different, branches of medicine as well, not just in eye care, but in other fields as well. So important. And so
There are a lot of people who are doing that. There are a lot of doctors who are doing that. No,
Right.
unfortunately, they don't get to be seen. They don't get to be visible.
Correct.
They don't get to be talked about,
Correct.
and they don't get the limelight.
Yes.
But there are a lot of people who are doing good work. You know.
Lovely, lovely. No, that's something which has to be, applauded and should be sort of, really increased by leaps and bounds, really. So fantastic. And that brings me to, ask you to sing another favorite of my songs by the evergreen, superstars of music, the gods of music, really, Beatles. If you could sing a song by John Lennon, it is so thematically positioned for our conversation at this point of time. If you could, do a rendition of Imagine, please, Sanjay.
I'll try my best.
Yes.
I'll try my best. You know, and it's my favorite song too.
Perfect.
And the John Lennon song that you're referring to, it's my favorite. It's
Yes.
really a very relevant song, and a song that should be aspirational way of living for this world. No,
Correct. Correct.
give me a moment to set up.
Absolutely.
So it's the song is called "Imagine" by John Lennon. English is not my mother tongue or my father tongue, so please pardon me my diction. And, I don't normally sing English songs, but I'll attempt
Yes.
this. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Ooh. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world is one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Ooh. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you.
Bravo, 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 bravo.
And this song actually has a big message for the whole world, and all the boundaries that we see are all artificial boundaries, they're man-made boundaries. Nature made it as a one universal thing, that everything was supposed to belong to everyone. This whole universe, this whole world is a shared resource. They're not supposed to be any boundaries. They're not supposed to be any countries. They're not supposed to be any religion. So it's hard to imagine, but the reality is that that's how it was supposed to be, but we have changed it.
You're so right. Sanjay, the sun shines for everybody, the moon sparkles for everybody, the water flows for everybody, the trees exist for everybody. So you're right, the universe was meant to be like that. It's us who really put the divisions and the barricades and the barbed wires around, really. Yeah, correct.
And I'll share another small thing with you again from this song. It says, imagine no religion. And I have no religion tattooed on my left arm.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
And actually, there's a David star, and on top of that is no religion tattooed.
Yes.
There's a significance to that. David's star on the left arm was used in times of the Holocaust to identify and persecute Jews based on their religion. So using that same star and the same place, I've stamped on top of it, no religion. So that's my message, that no religion should be the way. I do not mean to say that have no faith, have faith.
Correct. Correct.
I'm not saying that become, you can be agnostic.
Yes.
Have faith,
Yes.
believe in your power,
That's
believe in whatever God you want to,
absolutely.
but do not have religion. Religion has done more harm than it was meant to.
That's right.
And right now, religion is being used as a divisive tool and not as a unification force.
Correct.
That was the original thought.
That's
so.
That's,
Again,
that's,
if anybody believes in it, I would really say that yes, religion is not a way to go forward.
That's correct. Yeah, don't make it so binding and don't make it so blinding. Be spiritual, communicate with God, with the powers above, and be
Yes.
inclusive, really. So yeah.
Religion should be a private matter.
Yes, correct.
What is my religion is my private matter. It's inside me. It's inside my heart.
Correct.
I do not need to be part of a congregation or a group, or demonstrate that or exhibit that or wear it on my sleeves. No, I don't need to. I don't need to go to a place of worship because God is everywhere.
Absolutely.
God is inside me.
That's right.
So I am a strong believer in a superpower.
Yes.
No matter what you name the power as,
yes.
For the sake of simplicity, we can call it God.
Correct.
And but I do not believe in religion at all. No.
That's right.
And strangely, another strange thing, that before I joined medicine, I probably did not believe in God as much. The more I read about human body, the more I read about disease, the more I read about, the more knowledge I gained, the stronger my belief became.
Lovely. Why? Because there are so many things which are inexplicable. There's so many things which you cannot, put your finger at. There's so many things which are more profound than just human knowledge. Isn't that right?
Everything is so amazing.
Yes.
Everything is so amazing and so beautiful.
Yes.
This whole world, the life, the human body, animals, plants, nature, everything is designed in it's such a beautiful way that you cannot help but admire the power who did that.
Absolutely.
I would say, okay, human body is one example. Yes. Read about universe.
Yes.
Read astronomy.
Yes.
Read about astronomy. Read about all the celestial phenomena, celestial bodies. Read physics. Read chemistry.
That's right.
And or simply go and explore the world. Look at the beauty of the world.
Absolutely.
Look at the beauty of the nature.
Absolutely.
It is not random.
No, it's not.
Nothing is random. No. It's not. Nothing is random. It's all. There is some design. There is some superpower or something which is beyond our comprehension.
Absolutely.
And for the sake of simplicity, we can label it as God. But it is there.
Correct.
So my belief, my faith is in that power.
Yes, that's correct. Isn't it such a big matter of wonderment that the human mind is still chasing concepts, it's still trying to put definitions together, it's still trying to explain things which are still so sort of novel for us. Isn't that huge amazement? It's far exceeds what we can think and what we can envision. Really,
it's a huge thing, and okay, let me make now very big statement over here.
Yes.
And I may get a lot of thrashing for making that big statement. We as human beings have till date not created a single thing new. Despite all the scientific advances, despite all the discoveries, inventions, and everything that has happened, we have not created anything new, maybe except for data, which is just data. Data may be new, but nothing else has been. We have only exploited the natural resources, phenomena, things which were already there. We only exploited them to our benefit. We have just given them a new shape, a new form. We have used it in a different way. So we have only exploited things which are already there. So the greatest of the scientists has already created this universe. No scientist so far is that great or can we ever be that great. No. Other scientists, so the scientists that we are only exploiting his inventions, his creations, his phenomena. And I'm sure that some people may be hurt by that and may thrash me for that, but I can actually debate that and prove it.
It's a very fantastic thing to say, Sanjay, and it's a very important realization, because that's how the human hubris will be grounded. And I think what you're saying, I was going to counter question you and say that you're from medical profession, and you people from your ilk have recreated, developed science in new facets, done surgeries, treated new diseases, found solutions for old diseases. But you're right, we have actually worked on permutations and combinations that have existed in the universe and exploited them to develop new things. I think I quite agree with what you're saying.
So every surgery, I say every surgery is a trauma. Every surgery is a trauma.
Yes.
It's a controlled trauma given in a way that the end result is to our advantage.
Yes.
The healing in every surgery happens naturally.
Fabulous.
Surgery does not heal, the nature heals. No, every surgery is a trauma. So we have seen that, okay, fine, that a trauma will give some advantage, so we go do it in an advantageous way. But so far I do not think that we have invented anything completely new, other than maybe data, which is which is nothing visible or palpable.
Absolutely. Fabulous. It could be a very iconoclastic viewpoint, but I quite agree with what you're saying, and like I said, that is something, if you uphold a belief like that, it will help you temper down and ground the human hubris, which is the need of the hour. Bow down to the universe and the big power that you see above, in the form that you do, really. Sanjay, I find you
language may be our discovery also, maybe our creation too.
Absolutely.
Language could be our creation too.
But
so again,
sure. But to do
again, language is data. Again,
yes,
language is data, basically information. So I would say information.
That's right.
So information may be our creation, but nothing more, nothing physical as such.
And also, as other species show to us, language sometimes could be a barrier. And being owners of such good language, such strong language base, may not be so conducive in bringing in joy, love, and peace, and development, as other species have shown to us. We could have used it, but we don't.
Okay, let me make another controversial statement over here. Most problems in any relationship happen because of language.
That's correct.
So and then there's another thing. We humans tend to be very egoistic, and we have a delusion of grandeur when we say that we have a language. Animals do not have any language.
Yes.
There's a different thing. Animals don't need the language to communicate.
And they have their own language. They have their own language system, which may not be our verbal.
They communicate in non-lingual form.
That's right.
If you have a pet at home,
my daughter.
Yes. Can you not understand her emotions and her needs? Is she not able to convey without talking to you?
Absolutely.
Is she not able to perceive your state of mind?
That's correct.
Without understanding your language? Right. So animals don't need the language, but they are able to communicate, by the non-lingual means. So we should not take too much pride in the fact that we have a language.
And animals are far more perceptive than human beings are capable of. I have come to realize. And there was an animal scientist who works in the field of dogs, said that dogs can only understand 200 words, and that's not my experience. They can understand anything. Even if they hear a word for the first time, they can comprehend what is being said. They're so intelligent, really, so much more than we could aspire to be.
And also that with the so much of emphasis on language, I think our non-lingual communication has become weaker.
That's right.
You must have seen that there are people, there are, sometimes very close to each other. They don't really need to talk to be able to communicate. They understand each other.
Correct.
We often understand, we understand our spouse, we understand our kids. A kid need not come to you and tell you, okay, fine, this is what I need. You know what your kid needs. So, and that is something which can, if suppose language was not there, that communication will be heightened still.
That's right.
But yes, language has its role to play. It is helpful too. So we have to go along with it.
Absolutely. So well said. So well said. Sanjay, you've been a very self-sure and a self-secure person. So much that you proudly talk about your humble beginnings. You are very proud of the hardship that you may have faced in your life. And I'll tell you why, because you have used them as stepping stones. So could you please throw some light on that phase of your life and tell us how you grew on to become a self-made man?
Actually, nobody ever is self-made, and there's always a contribution of everything that's around you. Even the adversities make you, and the all the good things, bad things, and you're product of all those circumstances. But I say that we are all provided with a set of tools, a canvas, a set of colors, a set of brushes. The picture that we paint is left to us. So I had very humble beginnings. I come from a very humble background. My parents were not educated. My father was only class 5th pass and my mother was class 8 pass. And if you can call that as an education. And we've been very, very meager, with very, very meager means we lived. And so again, very, very humble surroundings. But fortunately, I think maybe I was a lucky one to be able to have made the best use of that. And though my parents could not provide me with all the material things, but they did instill some thoughts, some inspiration in me, which probably drove me. And my teachers were also provided the inspiration. So I think it is the inspiration, it is the values which got me through. And that's what I tell everybody else also, that make the best of what you land up in life. Whatever life throws at you, make the best of that. That is what your real success is. See, it's not how important where you start from.
Correct.
The starting point for different people will be different. Somebody starts here, and somebody starts here. If you started here and you reached here, and this person started here, has reached here, you are more successful now. So the altitude that you traverse in your life is the measure of your success in life. So one may start from a different level, but where you take yourself is what is more important. And there should always be a desire, a strong desire to make things better, to do it, keep working at it. And I think if somebody puts in really sincere effort, sincere, honest effort, person does get enough in life.
Fabulous. And that brings me to my last question, Sanjay. What is your message to the young people who must prepare themselves to face challenges in their life, yet ready themselves to achieve their dreams? What are the messages that you want to leave behind for the young impressionable minds?
So for young people, I would say that life is never a straight line. As long as you're alive, there's always ups and downs. If you look at the ECG goes like this. A flat line on ECG means you're dead. So always expect that there will be ups and downs in life. When there are downs in life, don't give up.
Yes.
Have patience. Go through it. Go through the pain. Go through the suffering. Keep working at it. Keep working at it. A time will come when they'll be up again. When there's a high, don't get lost in that high. Don't get driven away with that. Stay grounded. So take both the highs and the lows with a strong, balanced mind. So it's what our old ancient Hindu teachings say, or Indian teachings say. I would not say the word the Hindu. In fact, actually, all religions they say that, no, that you should not be too much affected by sorrows or by happiness. So stay stable throughout the ups and downs, and expect ups and downs. Without downs, life will be boring and monotonous.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's like, I mean, if you're traveling in a comfortable car on a flat straight road, there's no fun in it.
Right.
You go climb a mountain, it is so exciting. So ups and downs will be there. Enjoy the downs as much as you enjoy the ups. That's the message for them. But keep at it. Keep working. Keep trying to make things better.
That's right. How fantastic! And to really close a session so befittingly, I'm going to make my final request to you to sing that lovely Kishore Kumar song, which also encapsulates what we've been talking about life in general, and that's Numbers in the DK Safar Mein. If you could close the session with that, please.
I'll happily do so. Thank you very much for this opportunity for me. And just give me a moment to set it up.
Absolutely.
So it's a song by Kishore, and as you rightly said, it's about life, zindagi, an important lesson in life. Here it goes. जिंदगी के सफर में गुजर जाते हैं जो मकाम, वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते। जिंदगी के सफर में गुजर जाते हैं जो मकाम, वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते। फूल खिलते हैं, लोग मिलते हैं, फूल खिलते हैं, लोग मिलते हैं, मगर पतझड़ में जो फूल मुरझा जाते हैं, वो बहारों के आने से खिलते नहीं। कुछ लोग एक रोज जो बिछड़ जाते हैं, वो हजारों के आने से मिलते नहीं। उम्र भर चाहे कोई पुकारा करे उनका नाम, वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते। आँख धोखा है क्या भरोसा है, आँख धोखा है क्या भरोसा है, सुनो दोस्तों शक दोस्ती का दुश्मन है, अपने दिल में इसे घर बनाने ना दो, कल तड़पना पड़े याद में जिनकी, रोक लो रूठ कर उनको जाने ना दो, बाद में प्यार के चाहे भेजो हजारों सलाम, वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते। सुबह आती है रात जाती है, सुबह आती है रात जाती है, यूं ही वक्त चलता ही रहता है रुकता नहीं, एक पल में ये आगे निकल जाता है, आदमी ठीक से देख पाता नहीं और पर्दे पे मंजर बदल जाता है, एक बार चले जाते हैं जो दिन रात सुबह शाम, वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते। जिंदगी के सफर में गुजर जाते हैं जो मकाम, वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते। थैंक यू।
Sanjay, fabulous, 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 fabulous.
Thank you very much.
What a great surmising of our conversation. The song goes, जिंदगी के सफर में जो गुजर जाते हैं मुकाम, वो फिर नहीं आते. And this is what you've been, telling us all the while during our chat. Carpe diem, seize the day, seize the moment, live life wholesomely, invest yourself in people, invest your energies into the life around, do the most of what you can, and rejoice in life with both hands, really, and never take a back seat. These are the important lessons that I take away today from our conversation, and so will our viewers. Sanjay, thank you for such a resounding, for such a wonderful conversation I've had, one of the finest I've had in recent times.
Thank you very much, Aruna. Thank you very much for having me on the show. It is a big opportunity and I feel humbled. It has been my pleasure and honor to be here on the show. As I told you that I'm not a big man, and so probably I was not the right candidate to be on the show like this, but thank you very much for inviting me. And I was happy to share my thoughts.
Not at all. You're bigger than most that you will realize. And what you do personally, privately, professionally, and just by being you, it comes naturally to you, Sanjay. And that is another fine lesson for all of us to learn and imbibe. So really, thank you, thank you, thank you. What a wonderful session. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
And I wish all the very best to the viewers for a fantastic 2021. we have the ability to, bring the change ourselves in the kind of world that we want to see. So let's do that, really. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. Thank you for enjoying the conversation. I hope you do every bit of it as much as I did. Before you go, do like, share, and subscribe to the channel of the High Priestess of Hedonism. If you like what we're doing, do support us. Thank you. Bye for now.